Hello, Internet. Welcome. We did it. We're playing D&D again in the Star Wars. All right. Who wants to talk about what we did last week?
We hot-footed it from the Empire in our ships. We discovered a bit of a bug in the current system that we're using for combat, in that Rauta, being without a station, can move around all of the power pips on his turn.
For now.
For now. It will not be that way in the very near future, and I'm going to love and revel in it while I have it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're at a station. You're just at, like, the... Well, I guess you're in the engine room, just, like, plugging wires into different things.
Like
Plugging wires in, saying prayers to the Omnissiah, just anything that might fucking help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else we did other than the ship combat.
We escaped from the hangar. We blew up an ATTE.
That's very true.
Hal tried very hard to blow up something that didn't matter.
I cursed a guy that didn't matter.
Also true.
That was fun.
And yeah, we have an escaped vector that we need to get to.
Mm-hmm.
And
we have 3 rounds, or whatever. We have, I guess, 2 more rounds before we can jump.
Yeah, like the hyperspace calculation was rolled out to be 3 rounds, I think. Partly because it had been a previous destination, and partly because it had been, partly because it was just we rolled well.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a thing. I have no memory.
Well, we had I had given you the coordinates of the hyper jump you had just used, and that was transmitted to the ship, so that aided the process.
But we still need to get to the exit vector.
You also have to physically be there,
which is many hexes away for some of us. There were 6 V-wings that wanted to get in the way, and with some larger ships hanging back in support. But it turns out Miles bought a really big gun for his HWK.
Oh, really fucking big gun. We can't emphasize this part enough.
It's a very good gun.
Uh-oh, guys. I've committed a crime. I put the D&D logo up, and we're playing Star Wars 5e. I am going to scream. Nope, too late. You can't now. I fixed it.
Damn it!
I win.
You solved the problem that we didn't know about. Good job.
Huzzah.
Prevented Rob from screaming.
I'm the Force.
Everyone's problem.
Behold my power.
Indeed.
He power smelled you, Rob.
Yeah. Well done.
So these 5 V-wings have held actions to shoot at anybody that comes within range, as does Jat, and the Frost Switch looks like it's holding an action to target lock a V-wing.
And their range is 4, by the way.
Good to know.
And you would have a way to know that, so.
Hell yeah.
Well, yeah, the Force just told us.
But also, well, me telling you was describing the reality that you would have instruments to know this.
I like what Caleb said better. Just want to put that there.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're a Force user. That's how you approach everything.
Okay, is my microphone working now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And here I was hoping for a few hours of peace.
No such thing in this game, buddy.
Star peace.
Put your feet away, Rob. This isn't that kind of stream.
No, everything's fine. I caught it. I didn't spill all on the floor.
Next check.
I think that means this is exactly that kind of stream.
So it would seem. For those of you looking to see more of Rob, you can find him on feetfinder.com.
That's pretty great.
I mean, it's Rob, so more like Inches Finder.
He also started fans.
Damn.
That's awful.
You gotta sign up to the Patreon to have
That's
access to it, though.
Mm.
You gotta sign up for the Patreon to have access to the feed and the OnlyFans, though.
Yeah.
Well, this is the one free trial, basically.
Mm.
Links in the description.
Please don't click them. I'm begging.
I think it's literally like it's like your foot is like barely in the thing too.
No, his feet are way up in that thing.
Really?
I am joking, Rob. You
You
can
got
have your feet up if
embarrassed.
you so desire.
I was talking about the stream. The stream can only see very little.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, you have to zoom way in, but that's part of it.
Unfortunately, Rob's face
That's
is
right, Rob.
visible, which is
Tease the
worse.
audience. We know what they're here for.
Yes, both of them.
All two of them.
Wait, you only have two? I thought you had more downstairs.
Those are hostages. That's something entirely different, and we're not supposed to talk about them on the stream anymore, Jason. I told you about this.
Rob, check your tone. He's a farmer, and they kicked him out of Jedi. You know what? Actually, continue.
I don't want to be I don't want to watch genocide. I don't want to do it.
They said you could go to the Agrarian Corps, and you said okay.
You said, fuck.
And you used the Force to help people grow plants and stuff.
No, he said, fuck no, and fucked off the first day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you brought me up on a farm, and I was like, nah, that's
Yeah.
not gonna be my life.
I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is actual canon of Jat's backstory. He washed out as a Padawan and was like, fuck being a farmer. I'm going to go do cool stuff in the city.
Yeah, pretty much how it happened. Anyway, this is boring as fuck, and it smells like shit out here. And I can't tell.
I say, but if we're done plugging, Big Bear OnlyFans for Jason, I believe it's June's turn.
Oh, hell yeah.
what?
June,
Why?
it's time to. You have to pilot a ship,
Ugh,
and you have to ship your pants.
I don't want to ship my pants.
They've already been pre-shipped
Then
for
ship
you.
their pants, June.
Hiroshima those pants.
Yeah, Hiroshima your pants, as Jason says.
Hiroshima that hoe.
If you ever wanted to hear your pants. I mean, you shouldn't. Okay, I'm officially logged into the game. I think I should have done already. Okay. Good God. I got a held action to lock onto a thing. I wrote it there in orange. So
Yeah.
that's I need to be 6 hexes from a thing. I'm still not that.
Yeah.
Like 2 hexes for sure. It's oh boy. Oh jeez.
So go.
Should I- 1, 2?
Well, I tried to explain last week that Hal can already lock on for you, and you could have dashed, but I guess you didn't understand that. If you want to retroact that first turn so you can be in range, that's fair.
Sure.
I will
Okay.
allow it.
Sure you can.
Oh, you can.
Believe
Because
that.
functionally installing Hal into the Witch has made it into the Bomber class,
Yes.
which means you can lock on as a bonus action.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's a relatively rare ability, but because of how the dice rolls happened and you got that specific droid brain, it's why I'm allowing it.
I would like to concuss this gentleman that is near me. The
Okay.
one on the left, I reckon.
Give him the
Okay.
concuss.
Yeah. So there's like 6 hex from his ass, so I can fire the missile.
Yes,
How
you may
does-
fire.
Fire the concuss.
Hal uses his action to lock on. You use yours to shoot. And,
What is the modifier to missile?
Well, wait. The lock on still has to hit. I remember. As I recall, because you're
Okay.
making an attack roll with it. So let's.
Okay.
I got a little ahead of myself. Let's see what that. Because if it doesn't lock on, you're not going to want to shoot. But probably.
Probably. Unless I had some sort of cluster munitions and I could aim to the center of their group or something. Which would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm thinking about making proton torpedoes have or having every missile have a blast radius.
Mm.
So, are you gonna roll for Hal or should I?
What do you
I think
this-
Tom should roll for Hal.
That's
Okay,
fine. Yeah, good point.
sure.
But then Hal's more likely
if
to
you would
succeed.
like to.
What am I rolling?
Hal is technologically
Um,
superior to you and I.
If you would like to roll for Hal, the targeting droid, it would be proficiency. What's the party's current proficiency? Is it 3?
Yes, sir.
So, and I'm gonna say he has 18 in the ability used to lock onto targets.
Mm-hmm.
I might make that 20 eventually, but for today's purposes, let's say you are adding 7 to the roll.
A straight roll, no advantage.
Yeah, it's an attack roll
Gotcha.
without advantage.
Looks like a 19 to me.
Yeah, 19.
Okay. I think that is probably going to hit. Let me make sure.
Oh, that damage.
Yeah, that hits. Or that
Okay.
locks on successfully.
So then I roll to hit with missile?
Yeah, it just yeah, I think I'm gonna leave out some of the more complicated mechanics I was developing for that for now and just say that it auto hits right now.
Nice.
Okay. So then what is...
those easier rolls will more so be for your own protection, because otherwise I could just missile you all to death in seconds. But since the enemies don't have them, we can just make it happen. And an amount of damage occurs that is written down. It will be a moot point, but if you want to roll a huge amount of dice,
I mean,
that is traditional.
Yes.
Yeah.
why wouldn't you roll a huge amount of dice?
So a concussion missile does 4d6 plus 12.
Oh,
Nice,
cool
let's
numbers.
go. I would never not. Especially because I'm using computer. And computer never fucks me.
That's right, you fucked the computer.
Yeah. Computer done good.
A gigantic explosion occurs.
Yes.
And this is an Imperial guy, so it's not a clone. So I can't imagine D. Bradley Baker being like, "Oh no, they've locked on to me."
It may or may not be a clone. It's a little hard to tell, but
I choose to believe it's a clone.
I would like to have something lame like Aurora does, calls out to Hal, target lock on, fire, Fox 2.
which actually
Because we all-
reminds me, it is a little bit of a role-playing moment. You used to fly these for the Republic. How does this feel?
She's a tactical bitch with a real high intelligence and an ability to rationalize much things, as we all well know, and is probably just she's in, like when you play Battlefront, you're just a really fast TIE fighter. That doesn't mean you're an Imperial. So she probably, she might kind of ruefully, kind of glare out at the targeting system and maybe hesitate for half a second before hitting the trigger. But she's still going to do her job.
Exactly.
Very nice.
Maybe she pictures she in that split second she thinks about where she thinks about it, the conversation that back on the planet about like, wait, maybe Empire bad like comes in her mind, and then she fires.
If you'll allow me, I think a specific vignette that I would like to describe very briefly is just, she flashes to a time when Shells and his master were around their clones, and they're all doing like a mission brief kind of thing as they hop into their E-wings, and she just sort of remembers that, and then, it kind of goes like, and just fires anyway.
Yeah.
That kind of crap. Remembering all the clones that have served with her. And then I think I moved in order to get here.
Boom.
Can I do anything else? I'm confused.
What we did was we retroacted your previous turn's action to dash to allow you to move 2 more hexes, allowing your current turn's move to then move you 2 more and get you in range. then you use your action to blow up that fighter. So you would have a bonus action left.
If I may make a recommendation,
Sure.
I would recommend putting a point of power into your shields.
Yeah,
Because right now they're vulnerable to damage, and you're close to being shot at.
That's how that works, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
that's how that works.
Yeah, so now as a bonus action, you have returned yourself to equilibrium, and your shields are normal.
I will do the Star Wars thing where I flip. That's got to be too many switches and buttons, but
Oh yeah,
it's Han Solo, so like whatever.
Yeah.
You have to hit like a couple of things here and then reach up to something above you for some reason.
and sometimes there's like 4 switches like all fused together
Oh yeah.
for no reason. Like there's no reason for that switch to be that wide, but you know.
I mean, to me, the reason would be would come from a couple of things. One, your species has big gloopy tentacles or something. 2, you want it to be something you can like smack on the fly.
Oh, yeah. That's fair.
3, you're throwing several circuit breakers.
Well, yeah.
I sit corrected.
Anakin's pod racer has one of those, and
That's what I was thinking
yeah,
of,
and it's a that thing feels like a circuit breaker.
It probably, I'll be honest, remembering that movie, that thing probably blows several fuses every time he starts it. So he does probably need to rethrow the breakers.
That's why he's so surprised that it works.
Exactly.
I would like to say one last thing before I pass over. Is like with Jack's approval, I just picture that like while you were piloting it when I couldn't, like there's just like little tape and sticky notes here and there. Just, Jack studied real hard, but he knew he couldn't remember everything. So there's just little plays like fires, missiles, moves. It's like, and she just kind of goes,
the hyperdrive lever says "Don't pull" in big letters.
Just like in Apollo 13, where the capital ejection had a big no written on it.
Yeah.
So flying your big ship had so many extra things.
It's just like, there's one that says cigarette lighter. The one next to it says definitely not cigarette lighter. Aurora just looks. It's the parking brake.
Okay. It seems like it is the squaw's turn.
All right.
We have a ready to action from Rauta to do shenanigans.
Yep.
But
I moved the power pips. I forget. How did we set that up last time? I forget.
We'd readied an action for you to move 2 power pips at the start of our next turn.
Okay.
But we should probably ask the captain what on earth we're doing this turn.
Yeah.
And that will determine where we want those pips to be at the start. And then we have so many pips we can action economy around.
Smart plan.
It's
so my plan is to.
Oh God.
That is way too much Q. Yes. So my plan is over the next couple turns. Set this to linger.
You want to circumnavigate the problem.
Yeah, get around them while rotating so that Caleb can continue to fire with the rail gun. It is unnecessary to rotate to fire the I was able to get the thing to Tim earlier, the twin-linked laser cannon.
Yes.
Because that is on a turret upgrade. So it has 60.
Okay.
If we're playing with directional things, which
I don't.
Would we like to
we're
experiment with them?
not. We're not at this point in time. However, those are considerations.
Those are
if you want to stick everything into the engine so that I can move as fast as I possibly can.
That's what it sounds like you want Rauta to do. So
how the action go?
Our 2 pips from shields go to engines, is what I'm hearing.
Okay.
Yes.
Rauta possibly damns us all.
No, I've also still got my bonus action and my action to move more pips.
Exactly. But it's just we're now vulnerable to damage because we have only 1 power pip in shields. So fly well.
Not over
You
yet.
magnificent shark.
Yeah. I don't remember what the overall movement is.
With 4 in speed, I know that our base speed increases by 2, but I don't know what the base
It should
speed
be
is.
4.
Base speed is 4, so we're up to 6.
No, I'm saying,
total of 4.
Without a special kind of ship or a modification, it's supposed to be the same as the number of pips, basically.
Okay.
The squaw, I forget. Did you say did you have upgraded engines? I'm pretty sure
I have upgraded sublight drives. You will
Let's-
see that message sent to you earlier.
Yeah. Let's just for the purpose of this battle, say that that's a +1 movement.
Yep, that works.
Flat.
Oh, yeah.
That works. So I have a movement of 5, is what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it sounds like.
Yes, you do, Captain. Oops.
Okay. Then 5, 10 gets us to there. That's my movement and my action to dash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. Okay. And then I will, as a bonus action, because I still have one of those,
Hell yeah.
move a point into weapons. Because I know that the shooting phase is coming up.
Mm-hmm. And we can also steal more of Rauta's action economy to just fully chunk that over if Rauta wants to spend his actual action for the turn, moving 2 more pips.
It would be my pleasure.
Okay. Now the next question is what is the range of the gun that Mur has?
That is a good question.
He's
That
on
is a
the
very good
he's on
question.
the laser turret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be 4.
Okay, so we are out.
The slug cannon was longer, I think, right? Didn't
It
we
was.
say
We
it
were-
was 6?
We were making disadvantageous shots at 6 with the railgun.
Right.
So I guess the question is, if
Yeah.
we're
Go ahead.
if we're out of turret range, would Mur like to guide my gun?
I'll guide your gun. If I can't
Unless-
do the shooting, I'll help the shooting.
Or what I
Mhm.
can do, since we're, chunking things around,
Mhm.
is I could have put that into shields and ended us 1 closer. It doesn't change the distance; it just changes the course we take.
And does proc an attack of opportunity from
That is exactly what it
That's why-
does. That's
So this would have been pre-Rauta moving power from engine, so you would have chunked something down into shields and then gotten us there, so we wouldn't have vulnerability. We get shot, then Rauta and
return
possibly-
fire.
then we chunk everything back into
weapons.
and absolutely obliterate things.
Yes,
I like that. I like that plan. If you don't mind, if you all don't mind getting shot.
I don't mind getting shot at.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
The
All right.
squaw has shields. The squaw has upgraded plating.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I have a spacesuit. Let's do it.
I also have a spacesuit. I'm not wearing.
Most of us have spacesuits, so we.
Mine is still on Nomad. Might
Lance
be
gave
fucked.
you all spacesuits. Whether you chose to put them on before getting in the ship is up to your character.
I bought Block a spacesuit, but I don't know how that interacts with armor.
You would have all had time. You would have all had time to suit up.
Oh yeah, okay. Rauta is wearing his robe over his spacesuit.
Excellent image. All right. So
What?
with this
Basic.
would this fascist pig like to shoot us?
Yes.
Say this is better. It gives Tim something to do as well,
True.
rather than me just dancing around out of range.
I mean, dancing around out of range is.
It's all
Tremendous fun.
What does this
Yeah.
thing have? Light blaster cannons.
comedy Asmon Gold.
Comedy Asmongold.
Whoa.
What is it, man?
Comedy Asmon.
I'll never get over the fact that he used a rat to tell how smelly
Oops,
and
I didn't mean to roll that, but that's okay. Are we talking about ass mold?
We don't have to, but we thought it would be funny.
We always talk about Smash
Ba-
Bowl.
Bald ass man?
Bald Ass Man.
Ass man bald? I mean, yeah.
I like Bald Ass Man. That's one of my least favorite Metal Gear Solid villains.
It is kind of funny to switch up the order for some reason.
No, I get you. I'm right there. with you.
It's like you know, saying "Don't you dare" is totally normal, but if you said
Okay.
"Do not dare," it would be fucking insane.
I think it misses. What's your piloting skill again, Ty?
If we're going by, you mean my
It's the skill.
my passive piloting?
Yeah, just Ty's piloting skill modifier.
+7.
Okay, yeah, you definitely don't get hit.
No.
They miss.
Nice. All right, then Rauta does his shield bipperooning,
Yep.
and I will use my bonus action to bump us to full weapons power if Mur wants to absolutely obliterate this dude.
Yeah.
Get his ass.
Please do.
How many attacks do I get with twin blasters?
It just attacks once right now,
Hmm.
and there's only one in the chamber right now. So
No, he's referring to the twin blaster cannons, not the slug thrower.
Sorry.
Yeah. Or we'd say the slug thrower because it can theoretically
Right, you moved closer to be able to
hit that
hit
person.
at long range.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
Mur
my
can
bad.
shoot that, and then I can shoot at that.
This is not the page that has all the stats. It's the player page. Okay.
What is
What's the gun type again? Is it a blaster cannon? Laser cannon? What was it?
It
again?
is. Oh dear, oh dear. There you are. It is a twin laser cannon.
Okay, so
Mhm.
some good ass shit.
Is that light, medium, or heavy? Do you suppose?
I'm gonna say this is light in this case.
Okay.
So it deals 2d6 plus 2 because there's two of them. You can. Are they fire linked or not? I forget. Or does it not have that specification?
I will pull it up.
I'm just gonna say you can either make one attack where both lasers are hitting, so effectively double damage, or you can make two attacks at normal damage of the 2d6 plus 2.
Okay.
How does that interact with
And
our
then-
full power to weapons doubling things?
Well, and then that on top of it.
Okay.
Basically, you can use the same roll for both damages or a separate roll for each damage.
So, if I'm hearing you right, normal damage for it is 2d6 plus 2. If he splits that into two attacks, it's 1d6 plus 1 per attack,
No.
and then that's doubled?
Sorry.
No, I misunderstand.
Let me explain it this way. You're sitting in the turret. There are two laser cannons that are sticking out the front of it. You can fire both of them at the same time using one attack roll, and it will deal 4d6 plus 4. Or you can roll two separate attacks, firing each cannon once, doing 2d6 plus 2. Like separately shooting them.
That makes sense.
It's like choosing to fire both barrels of your shotgun or just one kind of thing.
I would. I have a vote, but I'm already doing too much voting.
Mhm.
So make your own mind up, Tom.
Oh, what's the math tell you?
Well,
It's
the math
same math. It's just whether you want to roll twice and deal
math
less
tells- yeah.
damage, or roll
rolling at
once.
advantage or disadvantage currently, or flat.
disadvantage because we're 4 away and it's a 3/6 range.
And is
Oh, then I will
Yeah.
roll separately so I can roll
that makes sense.
4 times instead of 2.
That was what my vote would have been.
Okay.
We're
And
already
then-
doubling the damage from full
Right.
power.
Right. So you're at full power, so you will deal an additional amount of damage based on
I
that.
need you to roll 4 20s, Tom.
Tom, I need you to roll somehow a 5th 20.
Either that or
You've
roll
done it before.
69s.
69. Let's go for that. Let's see. No.
I was saying either roll 420s or
Mm.
69s.
A 4 and a 7. What's your to hit?
I think I add an 8.
Okay, so that's a 15 might hit. 15 and 12.
Yeah, 15 meets the AC
Hey!
in this case. If the pilot was better, it might not have hit them, but this pilot is very average.
This pilot is very confused by how fast this HWK is.
True. Is whipping around.
So 2d6 plus 2.
Mm-hmm. And then because of Rauta's power shenanigans, we double the result.
Mm-hmm.
10 doubled to
Yeah.
20.
Yeah. Krakow.
And then I'm guessing the next thing is going to be firing the big kaboom gun.
Well, what's the damage roll?
20.
Okay.
Yeah, so I rolled 10 and then you double it, so it'd be 20.
Okay. Good job.
Lived.
Yeah, these are much sturdier than TIE fighters. But they have a lot more complex systems. Well, they have shields, is why they're sturdier. They're not. Their hull isn't sturdier. You have removed the shields entirely from this V-wing.
I would like to attempt to finish the job with the big gun.
Very well. Make your
Does
attack.
a 22 hit?
Yes.
You hear Rauta shout from the engine room in Sith, "Fuck yeah, big gun!"
Can I once again attempt to push it with a maneuver?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be.
This is an attempt to push the fragments into the next
Yeah, I
one
mean, it would
over.
work better on one that had shields, but sure.
I want to make sure it dies. Block believes in overkill.
Yep, that's fair.
It was just a D12 for the cannon, not a D12 plus anything.
Here's the D12.
Question mark? Okay. 8 doubled is 16.
All right. Good work.
And
It
then
blows
I
up.
would. Yeah.
There's a
I
giant
would-
slug of metal just blows
Yeah.
a hole through the middle of it.
That is all the shooting that can be done for that until I reload it. I believe, if I've tracked our action economy correctly, that we have a Rauta bonus action and a Mur bonus action left.
Yes, we do.
I would vote we spend both of those moving pips from weapons to shields.
That was literally what I was gonna say.
We're on the same page, Rob. Isn't this system great?
This is fantastic.
I rebel. I move my pit back. No,
I mean, you
It
can.
is an option.
it's my right as a spaceman.
It would actually be really funny if a player and an NPC are fighting over a ship, and they're in the the pilot and co-pilot scenes. They just keep changing things. Like, fuck. There is actually, in Expanded Universe, the old Legends books, there's a time when Han and Chewie are flying through an asteroid field, just for sport, basically. Like as a family, it's like a thing they do to like race through this asteroid field, but because they're both trying to fly the ship at the same time, they keep like steering in opposite directions. And it's this thing where it's like, this ship isn't actively falling apart, so both of us are in the cockpit, so we can't actually fly it.
Turns out the ship falling apart is a net benefit to the behavior of the crew.
At least
Turns
according
out
to
I'm
that story.
on spice the whole time.
But all right, was that
Yeah,
all
that
of
that
the
ends our
squall?
turn.
Okay, good work.
That is all the squaw can do.
Yep, we have done some cool stuff.
Okay, it's Terry's turn.
Terry would like to dash over here.
Very good.
He's going to show us
that is the extent of Terry that can occur. Yes.
Very good.
But, he's getting closer to where we need to be.
Every single day, he's a getting closer.
Every single.
So that was a good turn. Good work.
Yep.
Very efficient. And it is the Nomad's turn, which I believe is crewed by NPCs currently.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it also had enhanced engines, so let's give it the +1 for now, till we can find a better value for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, no worries. Say the main upgrades to that one are its scanners and its comms.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you
and I gave them both amphibious systems. Excellent.
Ooh.
Okay, so what's the plan for moving this thing?
I think it's got NPCs that can man the guns. So I think its main plan for movement is to continue heading for the exit point and holding actions in the event that something comes too close to it.
How many NPCs do we have running it? Like 4?
Yeah.
Yes, we've got the pilot, we've got 2 gunners, and Stab and Mako and Blue are still on board.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We can pump everything into engines, move, and then redistribute back to normal with just bonus actions of everybody.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
So that would move you 10, I think?
Yeah.
If it's got
dashing.
Yeah. And then the gunners can still be ready to shoot things that get within range.
Yeah. I say if it pops up behind the squaw, keeping the squaw between it and them, then it still can actually threaten them if they would come up at the squaw.
Some good old cover and fire.
Yeah, which makes tactical sense, given June's genius full frontal assault.
I'm not sure if you're insulting me or not.
I'll leave that up to you.
I mean, all I know is that full frontal.
Okay, that's good.
Isn't a clone of Sharazdal, but he sure looks like it.
Yeah, no. I say full frontal is in fact Rob's handle on OnlyFans.
Does that bring us to the remaining the wings?
I suppose.
Yeah, I think it's their turn.
Step into the death aura of the Nomad.
Step into my parlor, said the spider to the fly.
Just leave Terry alone. That's all I ask.
I say Terry hasn't done anything.
No, there's no reason to harm Terry except that he's got a cool ship.
That's every reason to harm Terry.
No, Terry hasn't. I mean, I would say Terry hasn't hurt anyone. That is not true in any way, shape, or form. Terry is drenched in blood, but they don't need to know that.
You don't need to worry about that. That's not.
I say that's metagaming.
Yeah.
What if somebody ironed upon that's on your body, Terry?
Shut the fuck up.
What would 3 pilots do in this situation? Not a lot they can do.
I mean, let's be very realistic here. If you're just flying a little patrol and you go, stop in the name of the Empire, and immediately this giant heavy fighter turns and deletes two of your wingmen.
And a missile shows up and deletes a third.
Yeah, this freighter under, like, the bottom opens up and an underslung missile launcher hangs out.
Yeah.
Like,
it's even cooler than a missile launcher though, because it's a fucking railgun.
One's a railgun, one's a missile launcher.
Yeah, you're talking about with the frost switch.
I say the squaw is spitting kinetic death, but like the frost witch has like side-mounted rocket launchers. It's just like
they're like, they wasted a whole concussion missile on a V-wing. They're madmen.
How rich must they be?
And it's coming right towards us.
I guess they're gonna start charging their own missile launchers on the main ship.
Yeah, no, like, the frost witch is essentially T-posing and moving forward.
Wait, isn't that just what Boba Fett's ship does?
If you look at him, if you look at
that's what Boba Fett's ship is.
Kind of a T.
That's what I'm saying.
This is why Boba Fett was so effective. His ship was perpetually T-posing.
That's how he asserts his dominance.
Rob, you have no dominance to assert. Sit down before you hurt yourself.
Rob, I can only see one of your arms. Maybe
I'm very dominant.
Maybe worry about the angle there.
Is that his dominant face or just constipated?
Nope, other way. There we go.
I still can only see one arm, and it's at a worrying angle. Maybe not? Okay.
In front of him.
It's a very angry ballerina.
You didn't do it out to your heart and nothing.
That hurt my teeth to do. I gotta stop doing that.
If your teeth hurt when you lift your arms, you may have some problems.
No,
making a face.
I thought that's just how he normally looked.
Brandon disease.
No,
it's the new medication he's on. You know, his bones are cold. His skin hurts. His teeth are loose. For some reason, his heart gets really hot.
I was expecting Mom's Spaghetti to show up at some point.
The thing that would make sense for this type of vehicle would be to attack starfighters. And even though the squaw isn't a starfighter, it presents a bit.
It's close enough.
One.
Yeah,
it's a heavy starfighter.
Yeah, I feel like they want to swarm one of the two main damage.
It's technically a freighter, but we've made it a super heavy.
It's a gunship, essentially, at this point.
Miles has made it into a problem.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
But it's okay. We have 3 in shields, and they're using energy weapons.
Now I have to.
I hope. Thinking is optional.
That's the wrong window. To use my thinking brain, I can't just autopilot.
The problem is that we are still at a distance where closing the distance is difficult.
Yeah. I don't know
the joys of, again, long-range death and deleting the closest enemy.
One of them can pretty easily get in shooting range, but the other two, not so much. One of them could shoot the Frost Witch. Wanted to peel off and harry the missile carrier.
Yeah, but then they wouldn't be adhering to Iceman. Never leave your wingman.
Look, 2 of those guys left their fucking wingman to meet God today, so...
I don't think that was a choice, though.
Yes, it was. They were bad pilots and they put out the sky for it.
They chose to be incompetent.
In this particular encounter, what the problem is that they're flying around in a biplane, and I came past in an A-10.
Yeah, basically.
it will get exponentially worse if we can get our hands on cloaking technology, in which case that A10 becomes an F-22.
The last thing I recognized that you said was biplane.
I just nodded and agreed until he got to F-22, and I went, "That's a word I've
Is there
heard."
a sixth ship? Is someone just moving those?
Hmm?
Does
What?
our team have a sixth ship, or is someone moving Shark 6?
No, Jeff's
I thought you were using Shark 6 for B-Wings.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah. Jed is Sharknado. Shark 4.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Harry is Shark
No
5.
worries.
I labeled all these sharks.
Yeah, I just wanted to double check.
So hard.
And in the end,
Shark so hard.
oh my God.
You done sharked your pants.
I sharked.
Just like Shar ass nipple.
Ass nipple.
Yeah.
Yeah. While Tim is making his adjustments, for the audience, the A-10 is a titanium fixed-wing plane that is built around a single gigantic gun.
Mm-hmm.
Size of a
Big.
beetle.
Just like the Squaw.
The gun being the Vulcan cannon.
What
The-
ammunition does it fire, Miles?
Not going to get into that. The F-22 is the scariest thing to fly since the late Cretaceous. It is a stealth fighter that is pretty much invisible on a radar.
But it's ugly, so we can't.
The F-22 is gorgeous. What are you talking about?
I'm making fun of Trump. And he
Oh,
said-
I'm okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were making it a genuine opinion. I'm like,
No, the F-22 is a beautiful
He's
plane.
been- Trump's
I was
been
thinking-
shitting on beautiful planes.
Many people are saying.
many people
Big-
are saying they're
Big beautiful
ugly.
plane.
Once you go stealth, you got to go down this design thing. It's just not appealing.
I don't believe it. I'm not a stealth guy. I don't
Stealth
believe it.
planes aren't pretty enough.
I think Vulcan is the second best Summers brother. Just to completely change the subject, since you mentioned Vulcan cannons.
Or
Well, I mean, you can't really suck much more than Havoc.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like
You,
Havoc,
you
Havoc
have,
never.
you have to be Banshee to suck more than Havoc.
Hey, what's wrong with Banshee? I suppose he was a cop. Never
It-
mind. Question retracted.
Yeah, I was gonna say, think real hard for a second here.
I was reading comics before I realized things about police. Okay, I liked Banshee back in the day.
There.
June, what's your piloting again?
my piloting is a very large number.
Oh,
I
wait.
believe it's +10.
Okay. And yours was +6 mile, or was
+7.
+7? Okay. So I think one shot has hit, and the damage will be
Who was it hit?
the squaw. The damage is 3.
3 before,
3 energy
Energy?
damage.
so 2 energy damage, or 3 after the reduction from.
3 damage came in.
Alright.
Reduce it as your shields allow.
I'm gonna call that 2 damage.
Hell yes.
Okay.
We're down to
Fair enough.
100 shields.
Oh god.
Yeah, because your shields are up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm okay. I was wondering where the hit points were. Now I see them. Okay.
In the box in the lower left-hand corner.
Very good.
Word right?
Very good info.
That's almost my turn.
Go with Veda.
Thanks.
My my Emperor Palpatine is passable, and I say that because I can do like 2 or 3 lines well, and then the other ones are just Robot Chicken's version. But I do like, my favorite line has to be from episode 3 though, when he just goes, "Lord Vader, rise."
Yeah,
I'm just like,
that is very good.
feels good.
Okay. Dice roller. My regular dice roller site died, so that's why I was like messing around. Okay. For so long. Okay.
Ooh,
Another shot hits.
looks like a Megan Man.
Dealing 4 damage, reduced to 2.
Mm-hmm. 98.
That's probably supposed to do a Mega Man one shot though.
Should be.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's another miss. So 2 shots hit, they barely did any damage. This kind of ship isn't normally like this. And so they're surprised.
Not as surprised as they're about to be, as June takes them from the rear.
Mm.
Jesus, take the wheel.
We've also
Exactly.
got Jat.
Yeah, I say it's Jat's turn before Aurora begins Operation Pegging.
ZT describes that the Guardian class, the larger ship, his engines are starting to power up.
Okay.
Phase 2 of the fight.
Or he's just noting that there is a power spike has happened on that ship, and it's starting to charge certain systems.
Mm.
This is the advantage of him being on the Squall with that nice little sensor rig.
True.
And also a warning that we need to not be here for very long.
Mm-hmm. And that's the end of that turn. I can advance the counter here. Okay, go ahead, Jat. You're up.
Jatimus.
Jet, I guess it's just gonna maybe probably move. I mean, I can move 4.
You have, if you move your power fully to engines, you can.
Which
Bonk.
can
If
do
you'd
for you.
rather in the past have used a dash instead of a held action, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, let's do that.
We could even say, because on that turn, if you had been playing a dash, you probably would have put power into engines, not weapons as well. So, where were you before?
I was like here. I think it was like 2 square.
You moved 2? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and move 8 more. 8 total. So like there. Because if that had been a dash turn, that's what you would have done, probably. And then probably stuck one back. Because I think you have do you have a droid in there? Or are you just...
I have
He's got Bonk in there.
Okay, yeah, that's right. So you probably would have then... Yeah. I'm comfortable with you being at... Oh, wait. I've been moving Terry the whole time. Damn it. My bad.
Terry's correct.
Oh, okay. No, never mind.
It's just that Terry and Sharknado are now on equivalent, are on the same power settings.
Okay, we'll just leave it like this. Okay, so then you could have Bonk put power into engines. I mean, into weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
just depends where you want to end. Basically, you will be. Wait, did Bonk do anything else? I'm trying to remember what I had said earlier.
If we're getting a movement and
Oh yeah, okay.
a dash from last round, that's like we've got 3 movement.
So basically, Jason, you can move power 3 times using Bonk's action economy.
Okay.
So you are now in long range to hit them.
Yeah.
So you could use your movement to get into short range.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
One in short range.
You go there or there, and then since you have 2 cannons, you could probably attack twice.
Okay. Let's do that.
And Bonk could move power from engines to weapons to.
Yeah.
What am I
Is that-
adding to these?
So it's gonna be. Yeah, just do a ranged attack roll.
Okay. With my bonuses. Or what?
I'm trying to remember how I did it. Do I put an attack roll on the cannons on everyone else's stat blocks?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure it's just. I think
No.
that is just the player's ability then.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, and but you did use force points to gain proficiency, I think.
I already had proficiency.
Or okay, so you didn't actually use those force points.
No, I don't have any force points left to use. I used them all in
Okay,
the fight.
okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and just add like you're making a ranged weapon attack. So proficiency
okay.
plus dex, I guess.
So my lowest roll was a 23.
Nice.
And my highest roll was a 28. 24.
Nice.
Love that.
Yeah, I rolled a
Nice.
17 and an 18. Not too bad.
Nice, nice.
Okay, and then the damage of these laser cannons. Let's see. Did we shift 2 power into weapons?
Yeah.
Bonk had his action to do so.
His action for that. Yeah. So then that makes it
1.5 times
1.5
base
damage.
Yeah.
What am I rolling?
The laser cannons you have are in this stat block.
I'm waiting after I'm done.
Hey everybody, Jason wants to pee.
Yeah, stream. Jason's gonna pee.
Hey folks, Jason
It
pees.
should just be like a couple of d6s.
All right, how many?
A d6. Let's d6 for each. Or I forget. It's like a d6 plus 2.
I think it's a d6 plus 1. Yeah.
D6 plus 1.
For
Let
each
me
cannon?
see here.
Yeah.
Are these light laser cannons or?
We'll say that for now. I
Well, light
forget
laser
what they're
cannons
supposed to have.
are.
Oh no,
they're
they're not
2d6
laser cannons. They're not laser
Oh.
cannons. They're blaster cannons.
Oh, are they light or medium?
They're just normal. Just roll a d6 plus 1 twice, please, and then add 50% to each of those. Like I'm trying to get him to the bathroom. not
50% of what I rolled, or 50%
just
of
tell me what numbers you get. I'll do the math for you.
So I rolled a 9 plus 2 plus 11 times whatever half. So,
Hold on.
Yeah.
I asked for 2 dice rolls. Give me 2 numbers, please.
It was a 6 and a 3.
Okay. So you're adding 9, and then the 3 gets to add 2. So as a total of 14 damage occurs.
Good shooting.
There you go.
Go piss.
Yes.
And I believe Bonk had enough action economy to
Yeah, so you said he had 3.
back out.
He could move it 3 times.
So he spent 2 to amp the weapons, then 1 to pop 1 back into engine, so
guess-
you're not.
Yeah, that might be smartest.
Engines or shields, one of the two, because he is right next to them.
Yeah. I guess he also has a bonus action left.
True.
So maybe we can put one into shields for him because he's right in the line of fire.
That seems smart.
And they are using energy weapons, and we just made it that 3 in shields gives you energy resistance.
Yeah.
Huzzah. Okay, so then it's June's turn again.
What? How?
I mean, it doesn't have to be. We can skip
No,
it.
it's gonna be. I just wanted to laugh.
I know.
Oh, my turn coming around again. Okay.
I wasn't actually going to skip it.
All right. Cool. Well, these spiders are stupid. I don't know why they've decided to move the way they have. I will do as Miles suggested and pincer maneuver on these ding-dongs. Which would require me to dash, which is 4 hexes.
They're not. There's not really an option for them in this situation.
I mean, either that or I just T-pose in front of their bigger ships, I guess. It'd be like, what now? No bag.
Our goal
Don't
is
do
to
that.
our goal is to get to the blue donut. So I vote against flying east.
I mean, yeah, you can definitely.
You can, but
do that.
We'd ask that you not.
Do it.
Fine.
New
Do it.
character.
But concussion missiles have a little splash damage, so if you target this guy, it will be bad for them.
Let's go.
I mean, if you want to use another missile. They're worth
so-
thousands of credits.
I have to dash, which required the bonus action to get up to the Javelin. Although I don't
Well, the
actually.
Frost Witch should not be able to dash as a bonus action.
Oh, it can't. Okay, well then.
It can dash as a dash.
That's true. It's not a. It's not a.
It's a big old apartment building sized spaceship.
It's only 66 meters. That's nothing, or 47 meters.
Okay, fine. It's a small apartment building, but that's still a lot. 47 meters is like almost 150 feet.
That's a lot of feet. Yeah. So is Hal able to do his
He can
lock?
use an action to lock on, yeah.
Okay.
what is that? A D20 plus 7?
I think we decided he added 7.
Okay.
Who wants to roll for Hal?
Dom,
If you'd like.
What?
embody the psychotic robot, please.
If you'd
Yeah.
like, you may roll an attack roll and add 7.
Mm.
13.
All right. Hal fails to lock onto the target.
Damn it.
There's some very interesting wreckage that he's probably
They're
locking on.
very
instead.
fast intercept. Oh yeah, he locked onto the one of the other ones, and is like, "Who destroyed this? I should have been consulted."
I
Talking
wanted to
about
destroy this
one
one.
of the ones with a big like slug hole through the middle.
Oh man.
Yeah, June, did you say 37 meters, by the way?
47.
47. Yeah, just to give you perspective, June, your ship is longer than the actual Statue of Liberty is tall.
Ah.
Big ship.
Not actually that big, but whatever.
Whatever.
Mom's the only one that wants to say
You
that.
can say that.
Does the Frost Witch have anything that isn't a missile launcher? If Hal has failed to lock on.
Yeah.
Well, Tim asked me to add to tell him what my ship had on it.
What did you tell him?
My Regar.
All right. The base YV666s have a quad laser turret.
That's what I was going to suggest. I was like, that's the only thing I know canonically that it does have.
Yeah, it has that.
What is the range of a quad laser turret?
At least
Let's
like
go back up to weapons.
just say 4 hexes.
It's going to be 4 light laser cannons, I think, which is very powerful.
Oh, Light laser cannons have a
Yeah.
3-6 range, so
And they
they're
do
long
2d6 plus 2 apiece.
each. So they're all long range from you, but if it's a quad, does that mean...
Have you moved yet? I think
So
you did.
Yeah. I moved 4, then I had to move back 2 because I didn't realize I wasn't meant to do that.
Mhm.
'Cause 2 is the maximum, yes?
Well, if you had 4 into engines, you can move 4.
Alas.
She's got BD Zam. Can he move 3 pips around?
Yeah.
So you could put all into engines and move an extra 2 hexes, and then using your bonus action and BD Zam's bonus action, get back to parity or dump 3 into weapons.
Extremity.
Yeah, or extremity. So by fiddling with your power system, you can move 2 extra hexes.
Okay, so that's that.
And then you're in regular range for 2 of them,
Yeah,
but not the far north one.
which is fine.
And you've got 2 bonus actions, yours and BD Zam's, each of which can move 1 power pip.
Okay.
Right now, to get you here, we had to take everything out of weapons and shields.
Yep.
So if you were to shoot as things currently stand, you'd be dealing half damage, and you're vulnerable to energy damage with your shields low. So you could go all aggro and use both those bonus actions to put your weapons to 3 and deal damage into half. Or you could just put 1 into weapons to deal regular damage and put 1 into shields so you have regular damage resistance and aren't vulnerable to damage.
I heard Donut, so I'm going to go aggro on him.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I would like to laser them if I still have the action power. But it is unclear.
You do. So
Yes.
far we've used BD Zam's action, your movement, everything that Howl knows how to do, and your and BD Zam's bonus actions. We still have your actual action.
I love that for me.
Yeah.
I would like to laser this middle fellow.
Okay, would you like... okay, so you can fire twice, and each shot will do 2d6 plus 4 as a base damage. Because
2d6.
when I think back to in A New Hope, the TIE fighter scene, they shoot like pew pew, like 2 at a time.
Yeah.
I concur with this. I don't.
Okay.
My concurrence is not necessary, but well, you do need to roll to hit first.
Well, those are the damages that we're going to try to have.
Okay.
Wow. I'll let you reroll them if you want.
Okay.
Well, we've got 3 in weapons, so it's this plus 50%.
True, fair enough.
So,
Anyway,
to hit,
let's try to hit first.
okay, is it my tech or what is it?
Yeah, make an attack roll with
Your
dex. Yeah, it's just shooting. You're shooting a gun, so.
your regular gun pew pew roll.
So not technology, but just my normal
Yep.
range attack modification.
Yeah, as though you're shooting a blaster rifle.
Very good. Let us do that. Uno, due. Wow.
17s.
Nice.
And then I can re-roll my damage because God is nice to me.
They both hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
those dice were clearly rolled in error because you hadn't hit yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you better roll them now.
Hey.
Let's do them one at a time to see how long the first one lasts. I feel like you're gonna want to both hit the same one to destroy it potentially, but
yeah.
So that's
11 plus half of 11.
So 16 and 13 added together.
Mm-hmm.
29.
Be
29 June damage.
And I think 29 is like exactly the amount of damage you have to do to outright destroy one of these.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure that's true. Let me double check the health bars. Yeah.
I mean, I believe it.
So
We've seen these V-Wings sort of peel off to fire at the squaw, meeting more resistance than they expect. Jat comes up out of nowhere, rips the shields off the south one, and then the Frost Switch sort of guns forward. And BD Zam opens fire with the quad laser cannon, just obliterating the center fighter like it's the Death Star. All the while, Terry just sits in the background, not doing anything.
Terry.
And the Nomad continues towards the target. We're doing it, guys. We're doing a space battle.
We are.
We're getting there. Well, I have no more witching to do.
Terry is the wedge of this situation. He hangs back enough to survive.
Yeah. Terry will fight will survive against 2 Death Stars.
Which, yeah, incidentally, I love how in Star Wars Expanded Universe, Wedge was like this big deal guy. But in the movie, like in the actual events of the Death Star run, he's like the greenest like loser who just happens to survive. I know, it's just funny, like to become a war hero like that.
I mean, he does better than Porkins.
True.
Jake Porkins.
I'll be all right as he dies.
R.I.P. Porkins.
All right. Does that bring us to squaw time?
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, okay.
What would the captain like to make our priorities before we have Rauta put us in a position for success?
Yeah, the southern V-wing has no shields.
Yeah. And the railgun is out of ammo currently.
That is less easy.
So we can fly in. They don't have any actions ready, so we can just fly in and have murder everyone. And I can assist him.
I'm pretty sure it's just like a loading property. You just have to take the bonus action to reload it.
Is it just a bonus action to reload? Well,
I'm not sure. We can decide how we want it to work.
I was assuming it was an action, but I don't know how anything works.
It feels like with like a really powerful projectile. I'm not sure because I didn't set an economy for reloading a torpedo either. Let's call it a bonus action for now and leave it at that.
Okay.
So overheats. Limited number of shots can be made with a weapon that has the overheat property, which is ammo. The character must then cool the weapon using an action or bonus action, the character's choice.
Okay.
Nice. I like that better than reload, which is a minute per ammunition for starships. So.
Oh, I mean, this would technically be ammo normally, but wouldn't it? Or is that for missile launch? I don't even know what they're trying to do.
So
that's a different system.
It functions in the same way blasters do.
Okay.
The missiles are the loading property.
Gotcha. So never mind. We can blow whatever you'd like up.
Yeah. Which is why I'm sitting here thinking that I don't actually have to do much immediately. Because we're set to engines 1. That means I have 2 movement because of the upgraded engine. If I move here, I am in range of both of them fairly easily.
Yeah.
So Tom doesn't have disadvantage anymore. You can shoot.
Yep.
And now I have my bonus action and my action to do with what I please.
Yeah.
After you guys have done your thing.
Yeah. So I think we want to expend Rauta to just take all of our shield energy and throw it into weapons.
Everything in weapons, gotcha.
Oh, I phrased that as a question because I'm not the captain, but
I think that's exactly what we do.
Okay.
Everything to weapons.
Rauta sings the song of mechanical death. Tom?
It sounds a lot like Megadeth's Symphony of Destruction.
Tom, do you want to shoot at the shieldless one or the full health
one? I think overall I do less damage than the railgun, so I guess.
What do you? We figured out what you do.
Okay,
I've already forgotten.
This one does
plus twice.
Yeah, you do 2d6 plus 2. You do more damage.
You can shoot the. You could probably blow up the bottom one with 1 or 2 shots right now.
Yeah.
So I should probably shoot the shielded one.
Well,
yeah, that's not the lesson I would have taken from that, but you may shoot whoever you like.
Well, he does the railgun does a D12. He does 2d6 plus 2 twice. So if he's...
If you start shooting the bottom one,
He'll kill the bottom one first, almost certainly. But if he wants to use all of his damage, because we've got us and Terry and the Nomad before these things get a turn, so they're all gonna die.
this is true.
The question is, how can we do this most efficiently? And biggest gun versus biggest health bar is a logic.
I do that.
I'm not necessarily sure it's the correct logic, but
So that's 15 and a 21.
Okay, the 15 hits. What's its damage?
Okie dokie.
I mean, they both hit. Yeah, you can do all the damage.
yeah,
Okay, so that's just 4d6 plus.
and we're doubling this result because Rauta put all of the power into weapons.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
24.
Is
I
that?
think if the bottom
both
one had
hits,
no
or-
shields, then it just
Well,
disappears.
He was attacking not the bottom one.
Oh, the top one. That's right. Yeah.
But I think leaves it at like 5 health.
Okay, 24 damage. Yeah, it's quite injured.
Well,
You're right.
I will spend a bonus action to reload and see if I can finish it off. I roll a natural 1. I cause the ship to explode.
Boom.
What does a natural 1 with a railgun do?
You get railed.
Misses.
Okay. Yeah. That was my
you-
bonus action and my action.
Your hand slips and you fire it at a
I,
random
I,
time.
I still have my action. I will lean over and shoot again.
Well, yeah, you also have master access, so you can just fire from your controls.
Got
The
reload.
railgun went off prematurely.
I swear this never happens.
I got excited.
It's very exciting.
You got excited. That's
Mhm.
that's something.
Oh,
Dirty 20.
All right. Yeah, that hits.
Filthy 20.
The filthiest of 20s, and that is a 10 on the die. So
Were you?
Another 20 damage.
Hi, why are you spitting on the control?
Were you? So you attacked twice and did that much damage? Have you attacked twice, or you attacked once?
That's a good question. Are you using the blaster? Which gun are you shooting?
Oh,
I leaned over and hit the rail gun.
Okay. That only has
one of them
shot.
blows up. This one attack happened, right?
Yes.
Okay, then one of them dies.
Yes.
Do you want the top one or the? Which one should die?
I believe we were focusing on the northern one.
We were focusing on the north one.
That
We
one's
wanted to
dead.
make sure that one died. Because this way, the thing that more ships can get in range to is the one that's still alive. So potentially, Jat could kill something.
Yeah, that actually does sound logical.
Mm-hmm.
And then as a bonus action,
Warp
I'm
was
going
Warp was a tactical officer.
to say as a bonus action, I'm going to move a point to engines
Mm-hmm.
to get ready to get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
We still have Mur and Rauta's bonus actions. Do we want to pop 2 from weapons down to shields?
Yes,
Probably.
definitely.
Popped.
Chow. The Chow. It's a bit like having rage.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't work when you're reckless or something. Like there's an analogy in there somewhere.
Yeah, but I think that ends our turn.
I also think that ends our turn.
All right, good job. What's Terry doing?
1, 2, 3, 4. Because Terry has good juju.
Mhm.
Terry's gonna move a point from engines to weapons, and he's gonna try to do a shoot. Terry rolls a fuck ton better than I did and rolls a 15 to hit.
That is-
My God, Terry, you're doing it.
Mother of God.
He's starting to believe.
Medium blaster cannon, D8 +1. Take 4 damage, Imperial scum.
That's exactly how much health it had left.
Hell yes.
This is why I wanted to stake out the north one so that Terry could get a kill.
Yeah, we did it.
And that's all Terry can do.
Get him, Perry.
Fucking get his ass.
Roger, fuckface.
Roger, fuckface.
I know, there.
Who's Roger Fuckface?
Jesus Christ.
Have you met Roger Fuckface before?
I would like us all
The
to take a
famous-
moment.
Go on.
I would like us all to take a moment and be proud of ourselves for eliminating a squadron of V-Wings and only taking 4 shield damage.
Good work.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty fucking awesome.
We are cool and awesome space.
I should have
Ne'er
sent
do wells.
more.
No. Then we would have taken damage. I'm already terrified of the big chungus over
Yeah.
on the.
So the way the damage system is supposed to work is that it's quite expensive to restore ship HP outside of combat. Inside combat, certain abilities will make it not that expensive, but that's because you're basically preventing damage at that point.
Yeah.
But
shields are free.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, Terry did Terry things. Very good.
Terry did all the Terry things,
Very good.
but
And-
not Terry good kind.
No.
Never Terry good kind.
So then it's the Nomad, which I think is just like punching it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it can
Yep,
go straight
abs-
into the.
The donut of safety.
And I believe our countdown, our calculation countdown is complete. Is that also true?
I believe so.
Or is it next round? How many rounds
It
did we do?
depends. If you say it finishes on the round, then it's this round. If you say it finishes after the round, then it's the beginning of next round.
I think it has been 3 rounds because we killed 1 the first round, we killed 2 the second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
We
call
had-
it
It's
the end of
it's
this round.
it's been. This
This
is
is
the
the
end of the
third
third round.
Or the middle of the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just say whenever at this point, if a ship finds itself in the in the zone, it is gone. It is effectively gone.
Yes.
Get in the zone, auto zone. Oh yeah, we were at the part of the combat where we just have to gun everything into engines before the other 3 ships launch incredibly powerful missiles to destroy our asses.
Yeah, so the Nomad completes its movement and is prepared to jump.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess once the calculations are complete, they are sent to the other. Okay, no more V-wings. It's pretty much just jet.
Well, the other ships, the other enemy ships, were operating on the V-wing turn. I don't know
that's
if
true. That is true.
I don't know if they're doing things other than powering up and frightening me immensely.
Oh.
No. Man, I don't know if it's just because
Page again.
I don't know if it's just because this is Star Wars space combat, or if it's just space combat in general. But the fact that it's white triangles just really concerns me.
It's directional. Just because
It is just directional, but the biggest white triangle is the Imperial white triangle.
Exactly.
That is appropriate.
It worked out good.
Yeah.
I think at first I was thinking about how to depict vehicle. I was like, do I do a little outline of it? But I'd rather just do a big blob. But then I was like, no, but it has to imply direction. So I like how it came out.
I think the triangle works, but I also love those old military history battle diagrams where you just have your differently filled in rectangles to represent different troop types. So probably not the best person
Okay,
to listen to.
I'm Oh yeah. Okay. So I keep going over to the player window to do things.
It's time to go to the donut, folks.
The donut.
Get in that hole.
I'm gonna go nuts for donuts.
I spend a lot of my time in life getting into holes.
The Guardian class's engines light up and it moves a bit.
Mm.
That's bad.
Yeah, I don't think we want to stick around here much longer. This
No.
is even I think sticking around here is not a good idea.
And
It's irredeemably bad.
the
Oh,
Kazantis kind of go behind the Guardian. Okay, and Jet can just floor it.
Yeah, Jet's gonna punch it. He's gonna say, "Punch it, punk. We're getting the fuck out of here."
Bonk.
yeah.
This place sucks shit, bonk. Let's roll.
Punk, yo, pack that bowl and get the fuck out of here.
Matthew Lillard's soul to be stuck inside of Bong. He's like, I can't believe we're still here, man. Let's go.
You were like there. Yeah.
On the ball.
I'm just gonna say for simplicity, you just have to touch the blue.
Hell
You don't
yeah.
have to go to the middle of it.
Touch donut.
Does that make Jack the first one through the donut?
Second, but
Hell yeah.
The first
yeah.
player.
Right, true.
The ship of NPCs beat you out, but
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
I mean, the ship of NPC spent the entire time.
doing math and flying towards the donut, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, Jet has forsaken us.
Yeah, no.
Jack does what Jack
It's
does.
just that scene where the ships are disappearing at different times when they jump to hyperspace. It's only for a
With
few
a-
seconds.
With a flicker of pseudo motion.
Yes.
As Jack punches it, he's like, "I'll see you all on the other side."
Just like, oh, everyone's dead? Cool, I don't have to murder anyone. Later.
Thank God.
Jack not wanting to murder people was very on brand for him.
Yeah.
You were very much missed in last night's session, and there was a chance that if you went outside of the Waffle House, you would just turn into like Spider-Man dust from the Marvel movies.
I just picture him like driving really high, like not even in a straight line
Oh yeah.
throughout the whole fight, just like cruising up to the hole just to jump out. It's not a hole,
Yeah,
it's an imaginary
yeah.
hole.
He was technically involved in the fight.
I mean, you got that last fighter in Terry range. Without you, we would still be fighting.
It's fine.
You've got to know when to hold them. Know when to fold them.
No.
No.
Never
No.
fold them.
Know when to walk away.
Folding
when-
is what betas do.
Know when to punch it, Chewie.
Yeah.
Oh,
No one
beta.
to punch him. All right. Whose thing is
It
happening?
is brawl
Jim's
split
turn.
Uh, Is it which time? Okay. I
Yes.
would like to move my shit to engines.
You better floor it.
Yeah. BD Zam can spend his action moving around two power pips, so you can floor it to engines with just his action.
Oops.
Oh, okay. I'm stepping away from the lathe.
Sorry, I got excited and moved some power for you.
I saw that, but
That
then
caused chaos.
okay. The problem is I don't know. Okay, it sounds like it should be this, but I don't know. I don't know how far I was when I started because then someone moved me when I was moving.
I take no
I
responsibility for
was
that.
trying to put you back right as you grabbed it, because I realized you should be the one moving it.
Yeah. I counted. I don't know what I counted now. That's not good.
I think you were like 8 away or something.
Okay. I have to touch the end of the donut.
Any part of the donut.
Any part of the donut.
Well, then my dash should include 2 more.
Yeah.
Just-
Well, with everything
you
in
are
engines.
here.
Okay.
You have 8
With-
movement.
Yeah.
You are
With
now
everything in
here.
engine. Yeah.
Let's go.
Huzzah.
Yeah.
Stretch out with your feelings.
Oh, thank God.
Well, I'm in the donut, so I don't need to go anymore.
Yes. You have achieved donuts.
You get to do the hyperspace lever.
Yeah.
Pew.
She gets sad.
I gotta add the hyperspace launch sound to my soundboard.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then laser cannons and everything.
Yeah.
So there's so many good laser cannon sounds.
Yeah, true.
And that is the best thing about the Star Wars audiobooks is that they
Yeah.
use all the
Yeah.
sound effects
Yeah,
from the
I
movie.
love it when they do that.
I don't know. I think the Slave one has some very good laser cannons, though.
I mean, yeah, at this point, it's a formality because we can all full power to engines and leave.
That's GTFO, folks.
What's this supposed to be? So
In that case, full power to engines and gone.
yes, the experimental interceptor and the heavily modified freighter also make it to hyperspace, leaving a quiet scene in space.
This is a good ship you got here, Captain.
I have spent most of earnings on making good.
Well spent, as far as I can tell.
This is I have to be on my own. Yeah.
Fine.
Say in
Time
hyperspace, maneuver up or belly up and just connect back in.
You got
Which is technically not how it's supposed to work, but for the sake of the narrative, will be how it works.
it's how it's been working, even though that's not how.
Well, I was always thinking of it as you entered hyperspace, connected.
Oh, okay.
But that, yeah, it doesn't matter. Again,
Never mind.
Doesn't actually matter.
I sit corrected again.
And I have to find you, so that you're here.
And
Unless
if
you're already
we,
here. No,
I don't
you
think
are.
I'm already here. And you know, if we can get the fighter also docked, we can get Terry in here too.
Hell yeah.
Get his Terry in.
But I also do have this letter to deliver.
Yes, you had
You have mentioned letter many times.
Well, he told me to do it immediately, and I feel like we've gotten distracted.
Who is he?
Doc Card.
Clue? You
Gadget?
mean Clue?
I mean, I don't know who Gadget is, but Clue
Well,
is Doc.
Clue.
I think-
It's Ty's nickname for Clue.
Oh, then yeah. Clue. He's the whole.
Gadget often get distracted when bullets start flying, so
Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
really a fighter that the Doc, so it's understandable. Hey, he's the whole reason that I was on Jakku in the first place. Was to track y'all down.
Really? He sent you to track us down.
Well, I mean, he told me where you were going to be. It wasn't really tracking as much as going to a place.
this is more stalking.
Yeah.
You-
Do you want the letter or?
I will take letter.
Yes,
Yes, we want the letter.
we'd love the letter.
All right.
I will crack open the letter and read it.
Roger stands
How-
to you for any long words.
I think this is Clue's voice. Little hollow projection of everyone's favorite spindly moon. My friends, I realized after leaving Jetta that my departure might have inconvenienced you all. I tried to stay out of our dealings with the Mantis Syndicate and the Black Sun, but I do fear that those organizations expect you to be a group of 6. So to make up that shortfall, I've asked my brother-in-law, Lek, to recommend a compatible agent. Luckily, his organization has a nearby fellow available. Rest assured, he has no love for our shared enemy, and I'm told hates pirates. I've not met the fellow in person, but Lek assures me he is competent and trustworthy despite his youth. Please welcome him with all the chaotic enthusiasm that is the hallmark of my many happy memories in your company. Remember that it is not always the new faces we must fear, but sometimes the zealous and the trusted. I hope you're all well. CC.
Yay!
Yeah.
That was nice.
So you are here to stand in for Gadget.
I mean, I guess.
This
Make up-
works for me.
Yeah, we took your son's butt.
How dare you?
It seems fine with
I
it.
have no
But
problem
open
with it
any
either.
things. Did someone have a canon question that Rorik asked?
No, we were just all informed that our boy Block has been essentially hired by Clue to replace Clue as a member of our crew because we're a group of 6.
So Clue wrote the letters.
Yes.
Yeah?
Who else would?
Well, and she sort of stands to attention in a nondescript, well, not nondescript, what's the word I'm looking for? Non-imperial fashion. I want to sort of like, I want to convey an amount of seriousness that would not creep him out. Just be like, as a matter of respect. And, you know, kind of say that, what's the word? With such a recommendation of high honors, I must say, welcome aboard.
Block will return whatever the separatist salute is. Yeah, something like that.
Out a little droid that does a salute for you.
I am welcomed aboard. Thank you. Good blowing up of Imperial scum. I appreciated that.
Yes.
Good use of a missile.
Scum, right? Yes. Our enemies must be destroyed. Should we survive? Jack, stop looking at me. I just say, well, you have telekinetic abilities, and it's like, no, you don't.
No, he
Okay.
doesn't.
I keep thinking of someone who had
Mind control.
Yeah,
We're different.
just kind of stare at you instead, just be like, "Really?
I want to look at Block. So how much did he actually tell you?
He was real vague about a lot of things. He said that Aurora was recovering, and so she shouldn't be murdered, despite her past. And basically the same thing about you as well. He said that you were the most important one among everyone here, Jet. So
I'm gonna go cry for a minute. I'll be back.
oh okay.
Glitter Eyes is sensitive. You get used to it.
He told me Rauda was creepy and should never, under any circumstances, be trusted.
That is good advice.
He said that Captain Barrows was the biggest and the toughest, and that I should not in any way attempt to threaten that.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
Yeah,
I've seen him bite a guy completely in half. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
entire
think you all have at this point. There were many
I-
guys in those walkers.
I heard the screams. They will haunt me for some time.
You get used to it.
I will be honest, seeing it up close is so much worse. The top half of the guy just disappeared. It was just gone.
Look, I do not complain about the way you eat eggs.
Oh, okay. We do not talk about Router's private eggy time.
I don't like how Round. I don't like what you call it, man.
If we don't talk about it, why does it have a name?
Yeah.
That's a very good point, actually. I had not considered that before this moment.
Round, are we gonna have to ban you from eggs?
Router swallowing a whole raw egg? No. Like as we're talking, just no, like a week, just swallowing it like a fucking snake.
Clue also warned me that you got like an ooze person.
Oh, that's Mur. He's the ship's janitor and maintenance.
Yeah.
He's
Spicy jelly.
He's new too. He's also new.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's been here the whole time. He's new to us.
Well, yeah, but I keep forgetting he's here. So
How do you feel about oils, Merlin, Mr. Lin?
I
You
love
just
that.
see him and he has like a dozen eggs floating in his
The shells are slowly dissolving, but very slowly.
Router just reaches and ooh, pickled.
oils.
I have some.
you eat that, right, Rana?
No, one bite. Not even a bite, just a gulp.
Jet
I-
throws up.
I have some oils that I'd like to not be consumed, so I don't know if I need to keep those on the fighter with Carrie or.
Or just tell me which ones, and I'll put a label on them. Like a label maker comes out and he just like do not consume prints out.
Are you intending on going through everything that I own with that label maker?
I mean, I can do it twice. That's fine. You kind of look at your bags and they've already been labeled.
It will happen whether you consent to it or not. He has somehow managed to correctly label 36 different ritual implements. One of them, I didn't know what it did.
Did you put a label on the painting in progress?
On
Yes.
the paint?
You put a label. You put an adhesive label on my canvas.
Oh.
Is
Oh,
that
don't
what
worry.
you're telling me?
I can get rid of that easily. But currently, yes, it is labeled.
Really appreciate it if you would unlabel that, please.
You just see him spit, and then just like a little bit of myrrh lands on it, and it just goes away. And there's no mark. The canvas is clean. Like everything that you have is immaculate now, shining and nice. And everything that you wouldn't want dissolved is not dissolved.
I had several oil paintings in progress in here.
Just blank canvases.
That's several months of work that you've eaten off these canvases.
Well, you're welcome.
Spicy jelly, I think we maybe have talk about cleaning procedures.
You said you wanted quarantine levels.
In
Right.
ship, not in buckshot bag.
All right. I guess this is what you guys would call boundaries.
You haven't done your deep cleaning in my microbial lab, have you? I've got some strange cultures growing in there, and if you put ISO everywhere, you might kill things.
Just see him kind of looking around. How
Yeah.
long ago did you have those in?
This is why I labeled all
When
of
was
them.
the last time you were in your lab?
Do not eat.
Mhm.
Right. I don't think he's going to eat these. I'm just worried that I am culturing some rather nasty pathogens. So do be careful when you're sliming around the lab, okay? I'm not the cleanest researcher I used to be. I might drop something.
I'm moving all of my med-based stuff out of the lab today.
No, don't do that. I set you up with quarantine. There's other and everything.
There is. I've seen what you're working on. There's no clean room safe enough on the ship. I need to be able to physically disconnect your building from mine.
I never thought you would. Oh no, you're going to leave my ship? That's. Well, I'll have to make sure that I write you good references and make sure you have a new facility to work in. Then I guess.
Aurora, I'm repurposing Clue's old workshop. 1, 2.
No, you're.
I cannot condone looking into. Did it say Blackwing? Was that the term on the dossier?
Yes.
Do not. And this is me saying that. I made a zombie today, and I'm saying I raised a guy from the dead and tried to attack a walker with him. It didn't work. He knitted himself back together. He stood up. He punched the walker. He fell back over.
I don't know how I feel about that content.
We're having a discussion about scientific ethics, and Rout is clearly more ethical than I am, and he has to leave my ship, our ship, right?
No,
he can't be here anymore.
No, it's not.
It's not
a matter of ethics.
He can't handle it.
No, it's the fact that I'm certain if I'm not careful, every single med pack will be infected with Ebola, and it will be your fault.
No, I merely edited them so that they will heal slightly more. It's not a problem. Clearly, you're not a fan of editing, I guess.
I'm not a fan of you editing my work. No,
I wouldn't edit. I edit my own.
I feel like I don't need.
I'm really glad we had this.
Few people.
If you do call if you need references, and
I think Buckshot maybe they have bigger problem.
Sounds like it.
No,
Spicy Jelly. If Wizard Lizard comes onto ship, you have permission to clean him entirely.
I'm already.
If coming from Bluefin's clean room, please clean the Wizard Lizard to within inch of his life.
Understood. And you just sort of see like him slide out of his spacesuit and then just kind of scurry into the rafters of things. And like as Block is looking up at sort of Myrrh disappearing in, you'll look down at your hand and you'll see a little flyer has been placed in it. And then you see you are hereby invited to Blue and Mako's Paint and Sip on Tuesday nights. And it's got like different, it's quite a detailed flyer as you like flip it open, and there's different like art pieces. And it's kind of like the underdeck of the ship has turned into an art gallery made by them. You invited to their painting.
This is possibly the best thing that has happened to me today.
All right. Some of you have culture. That's nice to know.
Yeah.
Closest friends is what's written underneath.
Oh, the assassin droids. Yeah. He mentioned they were terrifying.
Oh no, they're fantastic. Who was terrified of them though?
He struck. From what I have gathered from Commander Theroux, a lot of things terrified Doc Card.
Yeah, Clue was afraid of a lot of things.
Clue, as the ship's doctor, the Clue has what I would professionally describe as a severe anxiety disorder.
That sounds about right.
I think he might have invented a new one.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he created some sort of new 4-dimensional complex PTSD.
Well, he seemed like a very strong family man to me. I didn't see anything wrong with him.
Oh, yes, he was holding on to the one stable and comfortable thing that he had, his family.
Well, you could be mentally ill and not have a thing.
I mean, like, above table for a second, though. Think about, like, mental illness for an extremely advanced, like, brain-evolved species.
Oh my!
Some like really crazy like 4-dimensional fucking mental illnesses up in there.
Exactly.
Well, it's like,
I think you hit the nail on the head, Ron.
Yes.
Even if you like look at like Sherlock and stuff, there's something that smart, they always come some kind of mental illness.
Yeah.
It's like...
Expertise in medicine.
Obviously, out of character, we should be so glad that he didn't have the Force sensitivity to become anything like Darth Plagueis, decided, you know, it'd be really good. Let's use genetic modification to make the best user.
Which
of
yeah,
the Force.
incidentally, the way Plagueis decided to use the Force is so like Mune-ish
So chatting
in a way. Like he's like, I know, I'm gonna take control of all the banks and stop myself from ever dying and be rich forever.
This sounds like a clue plan.
Like that's like Sith Mune. That's their play. They're a very consistent species.
Captain, do you? Oh,
The Sith cannot become immortal, and only the Jedi are able to because they can let go of their positions and their attachments.
Also because Sith always get killed by their apprentices.
The Sith kind of just fuck up a lot.
You were asking something, Buckshot.
Force users fuck up a lot.
I want to do this so it's not a waste of time. Just have Aurora be like, you know, I've been looking into it. I feel like the ancient Sith really screwed up with that whole rule of two thing. You know,
You're right. It totally works so much better for the Jedi and the Council.
well, there aren't any more Sith, so I suppose there's something good for that. You know,
How many Jedi are there?
the Jedi decided that they needed to up-jump themselves to space police, and that's why there aren't any anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't think it worked well for either.
Well, I do think that the Jedi had something to it, but they were weak and dumb and incompetent. And themselves get to the point that they could be usurped by inside and outside forces, and that's why they're dumb. But the Sith are dumber.
It was really the one. It was really just the one.
The one.
The one dude really fucked it up for everybody.
You wouldn't actually know this at this point.
I know.
So,
That was more football table
but
joke.
that can be a joke. Absolutely.
I mean, if Dooku could blame Yoda for everything wrong with the Jedi Order, so can Jad.
You mean space Hitler?
I think
Jet just hates Yoda. Actually,
Yeah.
that'd be
No,
funny. No, I know that
He's your
would be
favorite.
funny though.
Probably, right?
And Jet also canonically knows of Anakin, so he wouldn't know to blame him either.
Yeah, he would.
He's an arrogant fucking
Like,
dude.
as far as Jat's concerned, he would imagine, like, if anyone were to survive, it would be Anakin, and he might be out there somewhere leading the fight against the Empire. That would be like your most likely take on the situation.
Right?
Which is hilarious to think about.
Random Jedi that you hate, that you think is behind it all, and he died immediately.
Yeah.
Saving
Bob
the
was behind it all.
Yeah, there is like a message that Obi-Wan sent out, so you would actually know that like the temple was compromised.
Yeah.
So you'd have like a sense that there was a traitor, but you wouldn't know who it was.
I knew who it was. His name.
You could be an Anakin truther and be like, you wouldn't do that. Anakin was a dick and a little power
That's
hungry.
the thing is, like, the better part of the galaxy never knows that truth either. It's like,
I honestly believe
like
Jack.
as Star Wars fans were like, yeah, of course, but in universe, it's like not a thing that anyone even has an inkling of, including like the Emperor for the longest time.
Okay. Well, hey guys, since we've gotten ourselves out of danger, I need to take Tybalt outside, and then I need to go to bed. I have a very early morning tomorrow.
Right, man.
So does Jason actually. So go to bed.
My one question is, do you have a cabin assignment for Block, or should Block sleep in his fighter?
Oh, well, we could. I have extra rooms.
And we just kick somebody out.
Where am I sleeping? That's my question.
Which I think was
Mako Blue is probably time to be move forward. Move Lance's stuff into my quarters. You can take Lance's old room.
Oh, all right.
Wow, the fucking that ship just had a whole.
That's this one over here.
This one over here.
Well,
Much obliged. And Block will go in and close the door because he is bleeding.
It has a very heavy lock.
He will attempt to lock himself into his room to take his armor off and treat some wounds.
There is a med bay too, but if he's
That would require trusting Rauta.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. No,
I'm
actually,
not taking my armor off around Rauta anytime soon.
this all makes sense.
Yes, that's fair.
This is a character
on
establishing
my
scene.
on my ending note, I very much enjoyed it when June went right up the middle, screaming and firing every gun that she had. That was no, June. I was not insulting you. I was gently mocking your tactics because they were hilarious.
I enjoyed that Ty has nicknamed Block Buckshot.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Codename Buckshot.
Good night, all.
Night.
Good.
Later.
Yeah. Codename Buckshot. Fucking rules.
I'm actually also gonna head downstairs. I've been up since 6 a.m. today.
Okay,
That is a
let's
long
just do
time.
our
Let's do our-
little ritual, and then
Hell yeah.
everyone who yes. Who else would like to say things?
I was nominated for a thing that I
Yeah,
got.
go ahead.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
do
right.
it.
That's right.
June, do a thing.
I was generally a fan of how our unit deployed frenetically, but we all managed to reach our goal with relatively little problems. And I also really like how, I mean, Caleb, you can feel free to say no to this, but I like the idea that Block is also like a good fighter pilot tactician. And while you were telling me to move pips around as you, I like to imagine that Block was also just like, you know, shift this, shift that.
It
Yeah.
makes a little bit more sense coming from Block than it did from Clue, because Block has some experience fighting the Imperials in sort of smaller space engagements. So yeah, that fits. That fits for me.
But yeah, I had fun time.
Hell yeah.
Did you do who else yours was?
I had nominated Caleb. And
Oh.
also he was.
Shit. What?
Been caught
Uh,
unawares. You have the surprised condition.
I do have the surprise. What? I didn't really do anything. What did? What?
Leave the ship in half.
You did ship things.
I did ship things, but doing ship things makes me worried about table captaining. So I don't know. I liked my letter. Gosh dang it!
Yeah.
I talked about it for 3 sessions and finally got to deliver it. And I remembered Clue's voice. I liked that.
That was all great.
I also just I would nominate Tim for Tim's space combat system because it's fun and it will continue to evolve and change, but I liked it as it is as well. So
Yeah.
good
Thank you.
good space shooting.
Good space
Oh, yeah.
time.
We did space things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked working together to be fixing things. Even as we went today, we figured a couple things out, and yeah, I'm just glad it didn't feel terrible or like excessively slow. We're starting to get a flow with it, so I'm excited about that. Which I guess is sort of just the whole group. But specific things happening. Let's see. Honestly, like this is more just like less of a choice and more just like a funny thing that happened was like I love just Jet like cruising through the fight, never getting shot, never shooting.
Yeah.
Well, he
And
did
just-
shoot
Oh,
He
you
did
did
shoot.
shoot once.
twice.
Actually, yeah. Oh yeah, you got rid of the shields on the.
Yeah, I didn't
Or-
drive by. Jet didn't drive by.
Jet got the primary assist on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
that
You
last
didn't
fight.
kill it. You just you dropped it. That's right. You shot, but you were just like you didn't kill. That's the thing. You just
Yeah.
like you helped, but you didn't kill anyone.
Yeah,
You're like
open
you're like
door.
you've never liked using guns to kill people.
You just helped Terry
it's
kill
amazing.
them.
Yeah, it worked out perfect. It's just like I'm just murder adjacent. Well, no, I mean it's not murder anyway, right? But you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like it's like icky, even though it is bad. Like if he were to kill somebody, it would be an imp, obviously.
Also, Tim, I don't know if we ever decided if Jet has the modifications on the Jet, but remember, one of the modifications is that he trades off the lethal damage for ion.
Yeah, I was thinking that like we can definitely set that up, but I think at this stage he hasn't had time to set.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't pay for parts yet, did you?
I don't think so.
I paid for the ship and I paid for the modifications, but they'll need to be installed. So I imagine they're in my hold.
We have a stack of parts and some cool paint that hasn't been applied yet. That's where we're at with it. So yeah, go ahead, Jason.
I definitely had fun. It was very on brand Super Chat not to be like, yeah, I'm not trying to kill people. This is not my bag at all. I'm gonna shoot and get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna hang close to Cordelia.
That's fair.
I'm gonna hang close to what was her name? I'm fucking so
Aurora.
There's so many.
I know.
We're in together.
These are fantastic.
You don't know your best friend name.
No, Clue is Jet's best friend. All right.
Yeah.
His name.
That's right.
Yeah. Don't you forget it.
That's again. I also like when Block was like, oh yeah, Jet's the most important one. I gotta protect Jet. And Jet was like, I gotta go cry.
Yeah.
Clue, the most important. I gotta go cry.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta give it to Rob though. I think because just being so open to being like, what does everybody else need?
Mm-hmm.
I had a great time with honestly, like the ship combat system took a minute to get into, but it was really nice kind of just being the fulcrum for that. I know it's not going to be that easy for us next time around, but it definitely gave me like a fun blueprint for kind of where to start from.
You enabled so much nonsense.
I did, and I enjoyed every second of it. For someone else, I gotta give it to June for just, oh, you're leaving my ship? Oh no. That was amazing.
I won't possibly get nearly as much work done without you. Let me know if you need anything.
That was.
Let me know if you need a reference.
You hit me with right. You get work. The joke my mom used to do to me as a fucking kid when I would leave the room, and god damn was that good, dude. Fucking kudos.
Fucking got it.
Also, just absolutely rolling with when I just was like, Blackwing, and you were like, everyone playing knows that's the Star Wars Zombies thing.
Yeah, they're nasty.
Mm-hmm.
The zombie program that doesn't hurt anyone ever. It's fine.
The zombie program that never nothing bad came from it. No one was ever hurt by it. I think Tom, have you gone?
It is Tom time.
All right, I liked ruining all of the new characters' paintings. So there's books coming.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that back up. I had a very good idea of what one of them was. I may type that up and send that to the group. Here's what Murr destroyed.
All right. Yeah, I didn't know where you're going with oil, and then
that was where I was going.
my way into conflict, but that's cool. We'll figure it out.
That's how improv works sometimes.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Now I have more empty canvas than I did before.
The most terrifying thing for an artist.
Mm-hmm.
But if you still have the ideas, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
I do know that Block he's a murder dude, but he also loves to paint.
Yep.
That was nice touch.
That was
only thing that kept him mellow.
Yeah. I guess I kind of remember what my dead family members look like. I'll just paint them again. It's fine. That was A+. That was A+ Murr though. That was excellent. I don't know why I'm talking so much when it's Tom's time to speak, but
no, it's all
A+
good.
Murr.
Yeah, I mean, to him, he would just look at it and be like, "Oh, somebody spilled some."
Yeah.
Get that off. Now it's clean.
It's fun to explore the culture of intermingled aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, just mouths in general is kind of interesting to Mur.
Yeah, good work, Tom, for really bringing the like Xeno like strangeness of Star Wars to the front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that you're doing a great
Because
fucking
it's
job.
very easy for us to just be like, nothing wrong with it, but to just be like humanoid. You know, I'm a little bit. I'm human, but my head's shaped different or whatever.
The old Star Trek. I'm human, but I have a little bit of makeup on the bridge of my nose, so I'm an entirely different species.
First off, you back off the fucking what are they? I used to know this one.
The Bajorans?
It was not the what was Spock? Not the Vulcans. It's the other ones.
The Klingons.
No, the ones that came from the same planet as
Romulans.
The Romulans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mur is the introduced at one point for one episode, then they realize it's too expensive to keep in as a regular.
Yeah.
Reusing and reducing.
Oh wow, Mur, you've learned to shapeshift into a human. That's impressive.
Well, no, yeah,
Oh,
that's the
that weird
spacesuit
part on your
episodes.
nose.
No, it's just all the spacesuit shots were originally going to be animated also.
Oh no, Mur, you've been trapped in the form of a human as
Yeah,
punishment from your kind.
yeah, the writer was like, wait, we'll just make it so that it's dangerous for him to go out without a spacesuit. So most of the time we don't have to animate him. We can just put him in a suit.
Yeah. Save thousands.
Yeah.
We don't even have an actor.
The showrunner of Tim Cannon is brilliant.
Completely still.
Because it's me.
Yeah. No disagreement.
Well, thank you.
Well, it was fun though.
Yeah,
we did
good,
it.
good session.
We did the things.
Yeah.
We will more
Good
Star Wars.
squad.
Yeah. We're on.
Yeah, and I also next session I do want to get into the locals from Jakku that you, or they weren't really locals, but the people from Jakku that you also have.
Our new crew members.
Yeah.
We have hired.
I figured getting the human crew members to talk to each other first was the smart step, I thought, but and I didn't actually prepare those NPCs yet, so it's good. Everything worked out. Next week we'll get to know some new cool people.
Yeah. One of whom has a name and that I've forgotten.
And I probably forgot it too, and it might be different the next time we play. So who cares?
Fair enough.
It's all good.
That's two things. Tim, for next session, can you switch over to the helmetless route to spray, at least for while we're on the ship, or just so we can have that one on deck for me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, that should be doable.
And two, at some point, I would love to know how long we're going to be in hyperspace for, so that I can start calculating out how many med packs I can produce.
Yeah, I do have to figure that out. Yeah, I will do that real quick in a moment here, but let's go ahead and raid out to Marcellus Knight. He's playing. What is he playing?
I gotta make a bunch.
Nightfall Gaming. The
Hell
Kingdom
yeah.
of Gaming. What even is this game? He's playing marbles on stream. Okay.
Eyeballs probably.
So, hope you had fun. Hope you're able to laugh. And even if it was at our expense, and I hope that if anything's weighing on you, feels a little bit lighter after hanging out online with friends. And until next time, bye.
Bye.
Bye.